Practice makes perfect. We've all heard the cliche, right? Practice makes perfect. But is it practice makes perfect, or is it perfect practice makes perfect? Because it could be that, crappy practice makes crappy. They should never go to the driving range, right? Because you're just going to practice your bad habits and ingrain them even further, okay? It's true. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. Make sense? The things you do over and over and over again, the things that you practice over and over and over and over and over again are going to be the grooves that are worn into your brain. They're going to be the habits that you form, and they're going to be what you fall back on when your conscious mind goes out to lunch. And that happens, man. I used to fly Hornets. I used to fly jets for the Navy, right? And it's really easy at 600 miles an hour, when the earth is passing beneath you at 600 miles an hour, right? It's very easy to become overwhelmed. It's very easy to get what we call get behind the jet. In other words, things are happening faster than you can physically process or mentally process them. And when that happens, when you're overwhelmed, when there's too many things going on, things start falling out. One of the first things that falls out is your ability to listen. You suddenly just start tuning everything out. You can't hear the radio. You can't hear your wingman. You can't hear the ATC controller. You can't hear anything because you're not listening, because you're focused on, or you're trying to focus anyway, on what you're doing. And so when you become overwhelmed and things start piling up like that, and things start dropping off because you're so overwhelmed, when you are reduced to stem power, when you are Jack's medulla oblongata, you will fall back on your training. You will fall back on what you have practiced, what you have drilled, what you have rehearsed, what you have gone over and over and over and over again 1,000 times in life and 50,000 times in your mind. You will fall back on your habits and your training. And it's a good thing, too, because if you didn't, you'd end up morting yourself and you'd be a smoking hole in the ground. So it's important to have those habits that are created by that training, but they've got to be the right habits created by the right training, and the same goes for you and I. So as we're building our habits in our businesses, with our approaches, if we're in sales, right? With our closing techniques, right? With our interpersonal relationships, with our communication skills, with our math skills, frankly, right? In a lot of cases, as we're out there working on the things that we need to work on so we can be better in our areas of business and expertise, we need to be practicing the right things. And not only do we need to be practicing the right things, but we actually need to be practicing those right things. We need to practice, drill, rehearse, practice, drill, rehearse, practice, drill, rehearse. Professionals are trained. Amateurs wing it. That's the reality. And that's also the dose. Have a great week, you guys.